Broadcast is back, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, especially with the newer DLCs where your characters start to have different religions, which change the playstyle. Maybe you want to play as a group of ranchers, or you want to be a raider faction, or well, I don't know. Maybe you want to make your money by selling drugs and harvesting organs. Everything is possible.
Oh man, that's so grim.
Yeah.
Um, as a kid, I used to describe GTA like that. You can do everything. You can do
Mhm.
everything. Uh,
But yeah, as a kid, GTA was my favorite. I think not because I played it that much, just because it was this forbidden thing. I always got glimpses of it at like friends' houses, and when I played it, it was this huge game where you could just summon a tank and go wild, or just have fun with the car. So when I was younger, starting out, that was like the game that from afar fascinated me the most, even if it wasn't the first game I played overall.
yeah, I think the forbidden thing plays a huge aspect on all of
Yeah.
it. Because I, you can explode heads and oh man, yeah, basically you can do all the illegal shit, right? That you cannot do in real life.
Exactly. Especially when you haven't played the game yourself and only your friends
Mm.
talking about it, and in your childlike imagination, you build up this huge picture of what's possible in this game and what they have done. It was, it's really an experience there.
Which one did you play the most?
That would have been GTA San Andreas, I think, but not when it came out. Just a couple of years back when I was on holiday at a friend's place and they had it. So I spent a lot of my holiday time playing the game with them.
On PC.
No, that was PlayStation. Okay, I don't want to say anything wrong, so I will just say PlayStation.
I
I
think
don't know which one.
PlayStation 2. I think the
Could be,
second
could
one.
be.
Yeah. So you used to play on console. There you go. I catch you.
Not on my own console.
Oh man, I have good memory. But the one that I played the most, I think, was GTA Vice City, the one on
Mhm.
Miami. You know that was the one that I played the most. But oh, and recently there was this huge GTA leak, right? First,
Oh
people didn't
yeah.
know it was a leak, and then turns out it was a leak. It's crazy. It's crazy because I mean, those games they made so much money. It's like this secret project. It's like the I don't know how to describe it. It's like the new iPhone. You know, the new iPhone. I think it has the same level of secrecy. It's
Mhm.
so much secrecy around those games.
Yeah, but there's a reason because when it was leaked, many of the fans were like, well, this doesn't look good. What are the devs doing there?" And well, newsflash: games don't look good while they're being developed. So there is a reason why you see very few early development pictures. But like, if you trying to get into the games industry, that's kind of what you look for. You're trying to
Yeah,
figure out how the process works, how to get there.
yeah, yeah. And those companies they have stock market as well, right? And if the
Hmm.
public has a negative perception of their product, their stocks go down.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's crazy. But you just touched a little bit on the cycle, the game development cycle. So maybe we could talk a little bit about that.
Hmm.
Um, let's say a newcomer in the game industry, someone who wants to wants to join the game industry. Um, what are the frustrations, unexpected frustrations that they can encounter like in the beginning?
Oh, well, I guess the first and biggest frustration you would encounter as like someone wanting to go into the industry is, well, these jobs don't pay well. So yeah, you have to come to grips with that if you want to work in the games industry. We are not unionized. Jobs don't pay well. Depending on where you go, the working conditions aren't too great. And I'm not just talking about comparison Germany versus US. I'm talking also within Germany. And you have to understand this, and then you can start on trying to work at a company that is a bit better in terms of how they treat their employees. But still, it's not a career you get rich in, unfortunately. I guess it's the price for an industry where many people want to work in because, hey, I'm working on games. It's fun. It's more fun than um, like doing systems for a banking company all day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The passion plays a huge role in working in the game industry.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately something that's exploited by some companies. So you have to find a way to marry that. Take care of yourself, but also be able to live that passion.
Yes, yes, I agree. Hmm. Yeah, the passion and I would. So we both work in the game industry, right? So what I would also say is the passion and also an understanding that it's work. It's work. I think a lot of young people they just join the game industry believing that they will just play
Well,
the whole day.
it might also be a part of it. Like recently, I had to drag Bruno to test the campaign I wrote. um, but yeah, it's not playing all day. Usually, you just well, I do have I think approaching 500 hours in Railway Empire 2 now, but most of that I've spent looking at the map I've been building and trying to figure out how to improve it and how to balance it. I have been playing some to test my campaigns out, but then it's not playing something new every day. It's playing the same 5 hours of gameplay over and over and over again to figure out how to make it better and how to better guide players through it who might not know what you want them to do. So as a design, it's great if you have a picture in mind what the desired experience is. But if the audience doesn't get that, if they get stuck at something stupid like I can find my train station, for example, that's a huge problem because then they will never experience what you had in mind for them. So most of my playtime has been put on trying to figure out where these usually non-obvious points are, and sometimes they're obvious, and you've just been looking at the problem for too long. So that's why sometimes I need to get colleagues like Bruno to test my stuff for me, even if they have other stuff to do, like drawing awesome pictures.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to play the game because I mean, um, we're all developing the game, but we all necessarily don't play the game, right? We are each one individually doing our work, but we don't stop and actually play and see the combined result, right? The, the game, yeah. And you need to play in order to find all those problems that you talked about. So would you say that part of your job is to make the game fun?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, so first I try to come up with something that's fun, and there what I said earlier, movies and games, and oh, you have your cat in the background. Movies, games, and everything else creative I consume comes into play because that gives me ideas. So I this year I listened to the whole works of Mark Twain, and there was some interesting stuff there that gave me some ideas of directions I could go in. Because many people have ideas. I have ideas all day, but at some point it gets to the point where you have to separate good from bad ideas and try to come up with more better ideas, if you know what I mean. Um, and so that's where like inspiration comes in to give you a starting point, a direction you can go in. And once you've come up with something that could be fun, then you really try to make it fun by working on it, looking at the tasks you created for the players to complete.
Watch full episodes of the Brewcast on the main YouTube channel, youtube.com/@brewfrasca.